this world that take a smaller dream and turn it into some doubt. Maybe more so, got me more low, closer to dirt to eliminate drought. I can bet the rhyme a reason, any reason to deliver the drive and the pitch and the route. Stay clear, I'm a crash course, of course, my corpse been underground. Even on my worst days, never take a day off, I immune to the pain. 24/7 I put overtime, and that's all the time I weigh and grind for the lanes. Never the same, I was never the same. I turn all of the hate into my turn of lanes. Running in circles, they know what I feel. To another operation, record of names. Impact, in fact, improv with no shot of a change. Mirrors talking back, I don't let them know I'm not built to grow. Look at me, Trey. Ain't this what you want and ain't this what you feel? Probably so, but you're one to blame. Had to connect with myself to hang a proper shelf to another wall, hitting the same. They know the same. Real, recognize real, that's the whole motto I bring. Leveling down to a level that's around anybody try to jump for a change. Punch a mirror back, I can live with that. Ain't nobody's gonna hear what you rap. As long as I got you beside me, I'm not going anywhere. So what's the fun in that? I'll never change. Yeah, never change when we feeling alright. Never change through the hard times, that's all the time. You feeling me right? Never change. Hey, never change. Never change through the ceiling of height. The change is meant for you to live to the height.
So would you agree? Is Alberta the land of the free? And can it be? Can it be even more strong and free? Strong and free? Okay, let's try a little experiment here. A little test to see how strong we really are. I say Alberta, you say strong. Alberta! Strong! Alberta! Strong! I say Alberta, you say strong. Alberta! Strong! Alberta! Strong! You guys rock, I can sense it here. Now, today's event, events similar to what we're doing here are happening across Canada with similar signs. Signs that say, we support farmers. Signs that say, stop the CFIA, stop the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. How many are in agreement here that we have all either personally experienced or witnessed government overreach in some form? Yes? Are we in agreement here? It looks to me like all the hands are going up. In my case, the RCMP, who, by the way, I talk respectfully to today, but in my case, the RCMP ticketed me 10 times in 2021. 10 times! Each ticket was $1,200. What was that for? It was for hosting events like this. Now, I wasn't angry at the officers that issued me the tickets. The individuals I have issues with are their leadership. We have government agencies in Canada, and there's something wrong with the leadership. Something wrong with the leadership of the CFIA, for example. How many can agree on that? My understanding is when a culling takes place, there needs to be evidence of issues. It's got to be justified. And it's supposed to be humane.
Like me?
That's how it's supposed to be.
We're just doing our job.
So one of the reasons I'm here is what I watched online at that ostrich farm. And it hurt me the day they did the culling.
Killing. K-I-L-L-I-N-G. Culling.
And the other thing that bothered me too was, if this was a biohazard, why were they not in their special suits? Why did they leave the hay behind? There's someone here who can speak better to this matter than me, because she was there. She drove from this area all the way to the ostrich farm. She visited that ostrich farm at least once a month since last February. One stretch she stayed 3 weeks, caring deeply about those animals and how things unfolded. So let's get Tammy up here to speak about that. And it's one of the reasons I'm here. I think it's the reason some people are here. And so Tammy's going to share some about what she witnessed and her viewpoint on things.
This is more about you guys. Thank you for showing up. There's a lot of new faces. I'm going to put my cup down. And I'm speaking. I'm not real good up here. I'm better one-on-one. But yeah, so my name's Tammy. I'm from down south by Leduc here. And there is, I'm not just the one person. Miss Vicky, there was Vanessa, Daryl Branley, who you might know with Big Alberta Bear Hugs. And we were the first 5 out there in February, and to go see what was going on. And I did go down another 8 times, at least once a month. The phone was ringing off the hook because of the calls that they're coming in, and it was psychological warfare basically with that family and the agencies. Well, I'll just leave it at that. And right from the get-go, what I witnessed, the lack of them following their own damn rules. My experience is not with ostriches, although I learned so much while I was there. My experiences with the equines, who get influenza. All animals get sick. All humans get sick. Do we cull them all? Do we walk into a school when children have little snotty noses? And I'm going to leave it there. But right from the get-go, it was do as I say, not as I do. And how dare you? And the threats of $200,000 and multiple years in jail if the family or the owners or any one of us stood up and said, this is not right. It was a big learning experience. Like I said, I give credit to my friends and family and a lot of new faces here. Thank God that went viral. I'm not a big social media person, but in instances like that, and that was not our 6 p.m. news spreader, TV bought and paid for. That was you guys. That was people there that I wasn't the only one that went down to visit and learn and help. I don't know how much more I want to say. I've had my own experiences with the SPCA and the RCMP. And they're not good. They weren't good. Yeah, just doing our jobs, but are you? Thank you for coming out. This is we the people for the people and for our kids. For our kids, guys, and for our food. More big farms and less pharma. Thank you.
And thank you. Hey, let's give her an extra round of applause, everybody. Give her an extra round of applause. Thank you, Tammy. Excellent. Thank you so much, Tammy. Our next presenter is one of the reasons I'm here. I personally got my start in the freedom movement in February of 2021. I participated in the Freedom Convoy in 2022. I've hosted and supported numerous events like this. And one of my messages at a number of events has been, we need to welcome the latecomers. Because if you look back in time, let's say to 2020 or 2021, you might remember a time when you were in opposition with somebody. You had a certain view, they had a certain view, and it can cause these divides. But if a year goes by, let's say, and then that person says to you, oh, I get it now. I get what you were trying to tell me. Are you going to reject them or are you going to welcome them in? We're going to welcome them in. There's this term we often use called awake and asleep. And some people don't yet know what we mean by awake and asleep, partly because they're still asleep. So awake in general means we're aware of the government overreach that's going on. We're aware of the hidden agenda, more than one agenda, and actually they're not always hidden. Just a shout out here, how many are aware of Agenda 2030? How many have heard of it? A clear majority of hands went up. How many, when they first heard of the agenda, thought, oh, it looks like a good thing? Anybody? No hands go up. How many realize this agenda has a planned outcome that is not good for humanity? How many came to that realization, either early on or later? It looks like all the hands went up. So I look at this crowd and I would say, you're awake. Now maybe there's some people in the crowd that they're not yet familiar with Agenda 2030. Maybe you're new and we welcome you. We're glad you're here. And we hope you'll learn. Your government doesn't always have your best interests in mind. That's one way of starting the conversation. So, our next presenter, his name is Eric, and he's one of the reasons I'm here. We got to be friends over the last couple of weeks, working on planning this event, and he has a message for you. So please give him a warm welcome. Let's hear it for Eric.
Thank you, everyone. It's an awesome turnout today.
Sorry, that's me. Go ahead.
I am not a regular public speaker. You'll probably realize that. That's why I've got notes in my hand. I've been awake for a while. I tried speaking up back in February of 2022 by putting out a song called Tyrannida. It was taken down in hours of me posting it, and I took that as a sign to lay low and be quiet and just plan for the future. Plan for the future. So I'll read out what I've prepared here, and I'd like to begin by thanking everyone who helped with the organization of this event, everyone who's joined us here today, and everyone who's watching and sharing the message across the world. Today is not about getting our government's attention. Today is about getting our people's attention. I hope we can all agree farmers are the backbone of our country. If there's no farmers, there's no food. It's time we realize that no matter what side of the political spectrum you stand on, the left wing and the right wing will always help the same bird fly. This bird does not have our best interests in mind. It's too busy pecking pennies from our pockets to fill up their own nest. The government is a system, I believe, that's put in place to govern our mentality. They want us scared, they want us poor, and they want us hungry. They think that that will make us weak, but they forgot what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. In 2022, our truckers stood up and made their message loud and clear. Rather than taking the time to speak with their citizens, the government punished them for having a voice. On the eve of November 6, 2025, the government overstepped again, brutally massacring hundreds of big, beautiful birds. Those are just two examples of government overreach we have witnessed over the past few years. Personally, I believe the Canadian Food Inspection Agency should turn their focus towards the poisonous chemicals that are in and around our main food supply. However, I have learned that we the people are not heard when we ask our leaders for change.
Amen.
Therefore, we the people need to be the change.
Don't call them leaders. They're civil servants that fucking work for us.
It's in quotation marks on my sheet. It's time we unite as a whole and put our differences aside, as everything in life is based on perspective. We all have different experiences day to day. We have all endured different pain, and we all see things from different angles. The exception to that rule is when we view things through a screen. And when they're viewed through a screen, they can be easily manipulated. If you want the news on something, it's always best to go to the source and make your own conclusions. Don't go to CBC. If you wanted to know what was happening at the farm, should have went to Katie's page, saw what was happening at the farm. I'm a blue-collar Albertan father. I love and respect my farmers, and I'll do anything for my family. That's why I'm standing up here today.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Tammy, and everyone else. I don't care what color you are, what religion you believe in, or how much money you earn. We need to get off this vulture's wings together and ground ourselves like Tatonka. Tatonka is a Lakota word meaning buffalo. Yes, we are herd animals. Yes, we are stronger than sheep. And yes, we're heading into the storm, not running away. I vote non-confidence in our current leadership. Let's build a Canadian grassroots party together. Let's take back control of our country using our hearts, our experience, and our determination. This is about investing in and securing a bright future for the coming generations. Keep in mind, we are history's actors. We are also history's descendants. Peter Erasmus is one of my ancestors. His house is still in Fort Edmonton Park. He spoke 8 languages fluently and was the official translator of Treaty 6 in 1876. There is a book written about him called Buffalo Days and Nights, and I refuse to sit back and watch all of his hard work be poured down the drain due to the choices and actions of our current leaders. Furthermore, I promised my father on his deathbed I would do my best to change this world for his granddaughter, just moments after he apologized for the world he left behind for me. I am a true Canadian patriot, and my goal is to better our future generations and not profit from my neighbors. Who else here is with me? Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I really appreciate the turnout. I've participated, but I've never been up here speaking, and this is fantastic. Thank you all again.
Eric.
Little extra applause for Eric, please. As our next presenter is on his way up, I just want to bring an alternative media to your attention. It's called Northern Perspective. Thank you. You're already familiar with it. Northern Perspective, navigating Canada's political landscape. So those are the phrases you need to use to find it. You can go on YouTube and find them. And recently, they posted about Bill C-15 and the tax credit on page 91. The headline of one of their most recent posts is, Carney's Chief of Staff crumbles, because they were confronting him about some accountability issues. And it was actually an Alberta MP confronting the Chief of Staff for Kearney, and that's Michael Cooper from St. Albert. So there are good things happening. There's a push going on. We got to keep pushing. Our next presenter is Ken, and you might recognize him from Yellowstone Freedom Field, the Freedom Field that was out at Gun with a bunch of beautiful, beautiful flags. And so just please give Ken a warm welcome.
Thank you, Benita. You all remember back when this began, the separation, the segregation. We all wondered who we were, what we were doing. I wrote this one day in my garage because I was suffering with that question. And I call it, "To all Canadians that carry the fire within." 3 years ago, a wave of enlightenment swept across Canada and around the world as those that had been blessed with the powers to see through the darkness began to stir. Knowing in their hearts and minds that something terrible was now upon them. Complete strangers to each other, they met in homes, churches, highways, in front of government buildings, and yes, even in hayfields across Canada. Drawn to each other by an invisible light in the darkness, they hugged, perfect strangers with a bond unseen in humanity since the homecoming of the Second World War soldiers. Total strangers with an ember smoldering inside had found each other in the darkness and became one, igniting a fire that absolutely instilled the fear of God in the hearts of those that wished to oppress them, rule them, control their everyday aspect of their lives. To this day, the fire only continues to grow, much to the dismay. That's awesome. Much to the dismay of those that wish to rule. Those would-be rulers continue to destroy those that carry the fire within. But the fire was not created to be extinguished by a mere mortal, and continues to grow and become more and more ferocious day by day. With every new rule, tax, law, etc., the fire only grows stronger as more and more strangers add their ember to the fire. Thank you one and all for adding your ember to create a fire that is becoming too big to contain. A fire so big it will light the entire world and set it free from the impending darkness that is set upon it. Never let anyone or anything extinguish that ember that has become the fire. May its warmth and light guide you on your journey today and well into the future. Safe travels, Yellowstone Freedom Field.
Thank you very much, Ken. I appreciate the different forms of activism. Ken at Yellowstone Freedom Field put up the flags next to the highway and had gatherings of people like this when it was illegal. Ken is my kind of people. Let's give him an extra round of applause. And some of you came to those gatherings, whether it was at Yellowstone Freedom Field or the rallies in Edmonton, and you came. And some of you didn't make it in person, but you watched online and you supported that way. And some of you rebelled in your own ways, in your own homes. You weren't supposed to have Christmas with your family, but you did. You weren't supposed to gather in groups,
But we did.
but you did. Our governments have committed overreach, and it's happened at all levels. Federal, provincial, municipal, even school boards are committing a form of overreach. And we have to figure out ways to push back. Peaceful non-compliance is one of those ways. There are others. There are petitions. And there's movements we can support. We can support farmers, for example, like we're doing today. We can express our opposition to things like Bill C-8 and Bill C-9, which erode more of your rights and freedoms. There are things we can do. There are solutions, but it's going to take work to pursue them. Attending a rally isn't enough. Going on a convoy isn't enough. Raise your hands if you've come to that realization. It's going to take more. It's going to take more. Yes. Well, there's a gentleman here who's going to give us some guidance on what more we can do. I first learned about this gentleman in January of 2021 when I read online about the Whistle Stop Cafe in Mirror, Alberta. And this man is one of the reasons I started rallying in February of 2021. He stood up to the government. He had the boldness to stand up to the government and not comply with the unreasonable restrictions, with the overreach. His courage inspires other people to have courage, including me. Please welcome Chris Scott.
That's a little much for a fat guy. Well, good afternoon. Thank you all for coming. I'm not sure why everyone's here. What's going on? I see Alberta flags. I see stuff about the CFIA. I see lots of dogs. What's going on? Why are you here?
We love what's left of our country.
Okay, believe it or not, I heard everything you said. So now I don't write speeches. So now that you've told me why you're here, I'm gonna kind of process that, and I'm gonna deliver the most world-changing speech you've ever heard in your entire life. Oh, I forgot it. Okay, I'll just do it from the head. So I'm assuming that most of you are here today because you witnessed a slaughter of animals that likely didn't need to occur. Is that kind of accurate? Did you know that in the last 6 years, there was 8.5 million birds culled by the CFIA in British Columbia? That's just birds, 8.5 million. And that's only British Columbia. Where I'm from, in Mirror, Alberta, we have neighbors around there. There's some really, really big poultry farms there. One of the farms in my area lost 100,000 birds. And now, I understand that at times we have to do things to be good stewards of our environment, to be good, with our animals and stuff. But it seems to me like a policy that says if a chicken sneezes, you have to kill 100,000 of them doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And it's not just me. The whole thing with Universal Ostrich Farms that we saw in Edgewood, what it did was it got us paying attention to a problem, and there is a solution for this problem. It got us paying attention to a problem that we wouldn't have otherwise noticed. I mean, we've known these things happen for years, right? And we haven't gathered in a truck stop in Atchison, Alberta to talk about it until now. Why is that? It's because what we witnessed in Edgewood, it tugged on our heartstrings. I mean, these were beautiful birds, innocent birds. Some of them were like almost as old as me. They were healthy. They were playing. They were dancing. They were doing all those things we saw in the videos. And then some men went in there and they murdered them all. They shot them all. And when we see those types of things, it gets us asking questions. First it gets us angry, then it gets us sad, and then it gets us questioning, why are these things happening? And the reason why these things are happening is because good people like you and like me have failed to do our duty for years. That's the reality. There's a lot of evil things that happen in this world, and do you know when evil can build, and do you know when it succeeds? It's when good people do nothing. That's what's happened. We've given up our sovereignty over ourselves, over our property, over our animals, over our farms, over the years, because we're too busy working and paying taxes and raising children and going and watching hockey and watching football. And while we were doing those things, the people that wanted to change the world, to make the world suit their Marxist, globalist ideology, have been busy. They've been getting elected. They've been taking over councils and school boards and library boards. And they've been bringing these policies and these ideas there, while we were comfortably numb at home watching hockey. So we know what the problem is. I heard a very wise man once say, if you're constantly whining about problems and you're not very productive, you're probably a liberal. If you don't complain much, but you're very productive, you're probably a yes. And that is actually true. But the people that have been whining are also the ones that have been influencing policy. So now we're at a point where we see the Canadian government, the CFIA, on behalf of the Canadian government, supposedly on behalf of Canadians, because we're taxpayers, and in Alberta, we can influence the federal government election, right? Wrong. The CFIA is implementing policy that we did not vote for. The stamping out policy did not come from Canada. It did not originate from Alberta farmers or Alberta poultry producers or British Columbia poultry producers. It originated from the World Animal Health Organization, which is a subsidiary of the World Health Organization, a globalist group that wants to change the way we live. And yeah, there's a lot of boos for that. Yes, please boo the WHO. We don't vote for those people. We don't elect them. They're not accountable to us. And when they implement policy through our politicians that impacts our lives, they don't feel the consequences. We do. But the problem is our politicians, it's like they want to go to Switzerland. They want to fly in a private jet and talk about how they're going to save the world. And they listen to these people selling them these ideas. And then they come back here and they implement it. But they don't talk to us about it. And even worse yet, we don't ask them. How many of you in the last 5 years have read 4 bills that have gone through the House of Commons? There's a few of you. How many of you would have done that 10 years ago? So we don't actually pay attention to the laws that are going to govern us, that we're going to have to stand under. And then things like this happen, and it's like getting hit by a freight train, and I know because it's happened to me, and we realize, holy crap, our country and our province has basically given our sovereignty over to people that have nothing to do with us. So that's the problem. Now I'm going to talk about the solution. Because we've given up our sovereignty or allowed our sovereignty over ourselves, our families, our animals, our property to be taken away from us, we have to reclaim it. And 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, I would have said, you know what we have to do? We have to lobby our politicians and we have to get them to change this in the House of Commons. We have to pass laws that changes the way the CFIA can interact with us. Because we make the rules as the people, correct? Yeah. Yes, we do, but we haven't been. We need to start doing it. So in Alberta, what we're going to do is we're going to elect a whole bunch of Conservative MPs and they're going to go to the House of Commons and they're going to change these laws to our benefit, right? It can never happen.
Not happening.
All of these problems we're experiencing at the hands of the federal government in this country, you as an Albertan cannot change. It's been this way for 118 years. Alberta and the West as a whole has not been able to influence the laws that govern them. It's not until people like my friend Rick Strankman, he managed to get a law changed because he was so bold as to take a bag of wheat into Montana, his wheat, and sell it to somebody. His property. He took it to Montana and he said, here, I'll give you this. He took some US dollars, came across the border, and was promptly arrested for breaking the law. Now that has been changed because somebody was bold enough to stand up and do something about it, to sacrifice their comfort and convenience to expose a right or a wrong that needed to be right. That's what's happened in Edgewood. Now, we're at a time where we have to change some things. And there's a lot of people out there, they're talking, we just have to stop the CFIA. Okay, that's a great idea. Oh, we have to get rid of Carney. Oh, great idea. We got rid of Trudeau. How'd that work out for us? We just have to do this. We just have to do that. And everything they're telling you is a Band-Aid. And I'm sorry, but sometimes people are telling you, you just need to get involved in this thing because they want to create something and be a big deal. That's the truth. It's a political thing. Politicians do it all the time. Why would we not expect that other people are going to do it? And if you think about this, a lot of these initiatives that people are doing right now, you could take the land grabs in BC, you can take the CFIA issues, our tanker bans off the West Coast. They all have a common solution. And that solution is when Alberta says, enough. We are not going to allow you to do this to us anymore. We are going to take back our sovereignty. And I see there's lots of Alberta flags and Alberta stickers, Alberta Republic stickers in the crowd, so you know what I'm talking about. The time is for Alberta to stop playing games trying to fix or participate in a system that wasn't designed to either be fixed or participated in, and do it ourselves. We have, coming up very shortly, in like 5 months maybe, we're going to have a referendum question that asks about Alberta's relationship with Canada. It's going to ask, basically, Albertans, do you want to continue to be governed by people and taxed by people that you cannot influence? Do you want to continue to be under the thumb of a government that you can't vote for? And it is a sad reality, yes, because this is a beautiful country and there's beautiful people. What I'm saying is, if each of us start to understand that as individual human beings, we have a right to be not only heard, but we also have a right to influence the rules that we live under. We have a right to say to the government, hey, you know what? I have rights that they preclude the government. They're not from you. The rights I have come from God. Plain and simple. It's nothing to do with the government. And we have to get to a point where we're telling them how they may interact with us. Under the current system right now, our Canadian Constitution tells you what rights or you have as a privilege. And take it from me, I've lived this. If the government decides that you no longer have those rights for whatever reason, you do not have them. If the government decides that you need to have 380 healthy birds slaughtered for the greater good, there is no amount of people that can support you or drive down or camp out at your place that will protect you from that. It will not happen. It doesn't matter if you bring 1,000 people and you protest on the side of a road for a year. They will not listen to you. If you hold a protest at your restaurant because the government is destroying businesses, doing it illegally, and harming everyone around you, it doesn't matter if you bring 3,000 people. They will bring enough cops to arrest 3,000 people. And they'll arrest you, and they'll do it anyway. Right now in BC, there's another farm trying to save their peacocks. Some peacocks got sick, and now they're under a cull order, and they're begging. They're begging the CFI, please don't take our birds. And they're trying to say, people, we just need your support. Come down here and stand with us. It doesn't matter how many of you stand with anybody that's under these rules, they will win. And when I say they, I mean the government. And we need to change that. We need to completely change this. Alberta is going to do this. Alberta is going to have a referendum on the question of independence. And it's going to happen next year. It's going to happen next year thanks to the work of my friend Tom. Anyone you know my good friend Tom? He's not actually my friend. The Forever Canadian petition gathered 456,000 signatures to put a referendum question on the topic of Alberta and the relationship with Canada, and they did it in 3 months. Well, I'm not sure how many of those people are pro-Alberta independence and how many aren't, but the result is we're going to have a referendum. So that means that this is your opportunity to fix these things we've been talking about for years. And I haven't been talking about them that long. I've only been in this fight since 2020 when the government came for me, because I was lazy before that. I only got into it because I was affected. And maybe some of you are like that as well. But now we have an opportunity to stop playing political games, to stop saying, oh, we just need to elect this person and we'll fix it. No, we have an opportunity to completely change the face of this province and in turn the face of this country. Did you know that right now in Quebec, one of their political parties is challenging the idea of Canadian sovereignty in court? They're basically saying, as Quebecers, we are our own independent nation state already. Canada isn't a sovereign independent nation. We're a union of people that use the same currency. So we're not going to listen to any of your laws. I love Quebec. In the early 80s, when Quebec was almost excluded from the negotiations on the Charter of Rights and Freedoms and the Constitution being repatriated, it was signed without them. The deal was made without them. And you know what they did? They said, no, we're not going to do this. They passed a law that compelled to use the notwithstanding clause on every single federal law for 5 years. Quebec said, we're not having any part of it. So this isn't a new concept. This isn't a new concept for a province to say, no, we're culturally distinct, we have unique values, and we don't want to play these games that you are. It's not a new thing. And we have lots of history to look at to show us how we can do this. A great place, and I've said this for years, I'll say it again, if you want to know about Alberta independence, how we get there, what it looks like, all those things, check out the Alberta Prosperity Project website. Tens of thousands of hours of research on there. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to ask yourself a question. Are you willing to sacrifice the prospect of sovereignty for you and your family and your community and your province, a province in which you could influence the outcome of an election, you could bring enough people to change policy, you can do that, we've been doing Alberta for a few years now that we've been paying attention. Do you want that? Or would you rather stay emotionally connected to an abusive relationship that is stripping away your rights and freedoms slowly but surely?
No!
Every time I talk about that, you know, I have a tattoo of a Canadian flag on my back because I love this country. I love what this country meant when I was 18 years old when I got that tattoo. This country, it was the freest place to be. Everybody wanted to come here. People all over the world would sell everything they had and scrounge up all the money they had to come to Canada for opportunity and freedom and prosperity. And even those people, they come into my cafe and they say to me in very, very strong, often, Indian accents, Chris, I came here because I wanted to work and succeed. And now what I'm seeing is not what I came here for. And you only have to look back even 10 years. This country's in a state of managed decline. Your politicians on the federal level, they have smiling faces. They talk about Canada's GDP is doing so great. We have our economy is booming. They cherry pick these little things and they fail to mention to you that our trajectory is mirroring Venezuela. Venezuela was rich. They were prosperous, beautiful country. They can grow food 365 days a year. And they started doing these things that were anti-freedom and anti-prosperity. And they plunged their country into a socialist nightmare. And if you don't believe me, I still have pictures of the thousands of people that I witnessed personally walking from Venezuela through Colombia to escape that hellhole. I saw that. I witnessed it. I worked in Colombia. I worked in this small village that had a big oil patch there. And I remember one morning driving into work and hitting the Lease Road, and all of a sudden, like overnight, the jungle was cleared. There's little tents and tarps up, and I said, "What's going on?" And my assistant said, "No, the Venezuelans are here. They're fleeing their country." And so I started asking questions, and I learned these things. And then the next day we pulled down that same road, and you know what I saw lining the sides of the road? Young girls sitting on chairs in miniskirts at 7 a.m. waiting for workers to pick them up because that's how they were supporting their family. Now, if you had asked any of those people, did you think this could happen to you 20 years ago? They would say no. No, we lived in a free country. Things were great. But they were asleep at the wheel, and they let the tyrants, they let the global elite destroy the lives that they had created for themselves and their families. And yeah, I get it. It's not that bad here in Canada, but how bad are we going to let it get before we do something? How bad, as Albertans, how far are we going to let this country slip into a socialist nightmare before we stand up and act. I've been preaching this for 5 years now, and I've had arguments with all sorts of people that are trying to do different initiatives to fix what's going on. Oh, we just need to get rid of Jason Kenney. Well, who cares? Who cares if we get rid of Jason Kenney? Who cares if we get rid of him? How's that going to change the structure we're in? Oh, yeah, you're right, Chris, but yeah, we're just going to elect Danielle Smith, and that's going to fix everything. No, she's going to try, but she can't. She can't because it's not designed to be fixed. And I've had arguments with these political organizers and influencers and motivators for years, and I've always said the only answer is an independent Alberta in which we can create a constitution for us, by us, that limits government. And now, you look on social media, every single one of those people is on board with the idea of Alberta independence. You know why? Because everything else has been tried and everything else has failed. So it's time to shed the emotional attachment to the idea of what this country should be and start facing reality and making the difficult, yes, it is a difficult decision, to pursue an independent Alberta. When we do that, and it will happen, by the way, it's going to happen sooner or it's going to happen later. We just have to decide how much damage we're going to want to see before it happens. When that happens, things like an organization like the CFIA doing what they did, that becomes irrelevant. That cannot happen anymore. That can't happen in a country that has a constitution that's your constitution. Because we say, listen, CFIA, if you want to destroy our animals, you better damn well prove that it's necessary. You better test every one of those birds, and if it's necessary for the public good, that's when we have the conversation. But we could stop it before it even happens. In an independent Alberta, where we're under a constitution that we write, that limits the way the government interacts with us, I could have said, sorry, AHS, but you're going to have to prove to me that by serving coffee to this person, I'm killing everybody in Alberta. You need to prove that, and then I will talk to you about how you're going to infringe on my rights. That's what an independent Alberta looks like. That's what we're pursuing. It's less, for me, it's not about the wealth and the money that we would have, because that's impressive in itself. It's about the ability for us to protect our freedom from those who wish to take it. That's what an independent Alberta means. That's why we need to do it. And we're not just doing this for us. This is for Katie and the people at the ostrich farm and the people in Burnaby and Surrey that are losing their property to wokeness. This is for the people in Ontario that were arrested for walking on the sidewalk after 8 p.m. This is for every freedom-loving person in this country. Because I can tell you, again, from experience, when one person stands up and they take a stand for truth, for what's right, people follow. So when Alberta has this referendum, when we become independent, the other provinces are going to see there is a clear pathway for them too. And they no longer need to worry about what world they're going to live for their kids, because they can take control and they can influence the outcome of the future for their kids. That's what an independent Alberta means. I'm sorry, I forgot the other speech. I'll try and remember it and blog about it tonight. But thank you all for coming. And when you leave here today, please keep in mind, we have choices to make. Are we going to be liberal-minded and complain and complain and complain, or are we going to be the problem solvers? I want to be a problem solver. Is that too loud?
Let's give him an extra round of applause all the way from the Whistle Stop in Mirror, Alberta, Chris Scott! Now I have a few messages for you, plus some convoy guidelines, plus the endpoint on the convoy, because the endpoint has changed. So you have to know the new endpoint. So one of my messages has to do with political action. He doesn't even giving out flags, but he's a supporter. Wonderful. Oh, was he? Oh, I always interpret honks as friendly. As far as I'm concerned, he's a supporter. So, I encourage you to sign up for political action. When we make the change, when we put pressure on our elected representatives, when we join parties, when we influence the policies of the parties, we influence the governments. One of the ways to sign up for political action is simply text ACTION to this number right here, 780-349-0181. Text ACTION. If you text ACTION to that number and we have another event similar to this one, a rally, a convoy, a march, you will be notified about that event. So text ACTION. We are also going to offer suggestions for other actions you can take, because I think we can all agree rallies, convoys, and marches are not enough. So please text that number, ACTION. Now, another thing you can do, if you don't have your phone with you, by the way, you can still sign up for political action by filling out one of these, and they're available on the table right here under the sign. So if you don't have your phone or it's glitching, just sign up one of these. Once you put your phone number there, fold the paper over, and then the next person can sign after that. Now, another thing I encourage you to do is fly more Alberta flags. Those red and white flags, yep, they're pretty. And I get it. We have friends in other provinces. We have friends in the territories. But you switching out your red and white flag for this beautiful Alberta flag is one way of sharing a very important message. Are you Albertan first? And if you're Albertan first, that's the flag you need to be flying. That's the sticker you need on your vehicle, is that Alberta flag. So I'd like to offer you an opportunity to win a free Alberta flag. You get to enter to win a free Alberta flag simply by texting the word flag to 780-349-0181. The same number as the action. I'm giving away a free flag. Everybody who wins is always so happy. It's one of the big ones. It's not a little one. It'll be at least 3 feet by 5 feet, possibly 3 feet by 6. Nice big full-size flag. So you can enter to win. Now, political action. The United Conservative Party has an AGM in Edmonton on November 28th, 29th, 30th. Some of you are already signed up and you're going and you know all about it. Some of you don't know and you'd like to go. No, just text me and I'll let you know. The Conservative Party of Canada has a convention in Calgary at the end of January. I'm going. I am a member of the CPC and I support Chris Scott's message today. I support an independent Alberta, but I also ask that question, what if? What if that referendum is in 5 months? Well, if you're serious about an independent Alberta, you have a responsibility to engage 10 people and get them supporting an independent Alberta. One of the ways they can demonstrate their support is sign up at the albertaprosperityproject.com website. Each of you has a responsibility to get 10, and everybody listening online, 10 people. If we're going to win that referendum in 5 months, we need to expand our numbers. My understanding is Alberta Prosperity Project right now has 250,000 names on a list. In order for us to win the referendum on independence, we need 1.6 million. That's a big number. But we can do it if we all work. Now, I come from a perspective, though, of what if we don't? What if that referendum doesn't have the outcome we want it to have? And therefore, I am a member of the Conservative Party of Canada. I am going to go to the Conservative Party of Canada convention in Calgary at the end of January, and I am going to help shape policy of the Conservative Party of Canada. And if Alberta is not successful in achieving independence immediately, I'm going to be working on Conservative Party of Canada campaigns. That's where I come from. Now, I respect if that's not for you, but that's where I come from, because I want to make the best of the situation. So, another way of taking political action is get involved in federal parties. we can discuss that. The number is there. You can let me know if you want to get involved. But if you're serious about Alberta independence, you need to bring 10 more people to the movement. How many are committed to doing that? Can you bring 10 more? Can you bring 10 more? I want to see some more hands. Can you bring 10 more? We could make this happen. We could, but it's going to take work from each of you. Not just people like me or people like Chris. We need more people engaged. Attending Alberta Prosperity Project events is one step you can take. Signing up on their website is another. You can do door-to-door campaigns with flyers from APP. There's lots of things you can do. So, I encourage you to pursue that. Now, let's talk about the convoy. How many are going on the convoy today? Okay, it has been promoted as a slow roll. We're not actually going that slow because the plan is to be on the Anthony Henday. I think the slowest you can go on the Anthony Henday is 70. The planned route when we do leave here is we're going to exit out this way, go to the lights there, turn right, head over to the Yellowhead, turn right, and then head into Edmonton, get on the Henday, head north on the Henday, loop around the north side of the city, down the east side of the city, and then you get to Calgary Trail South and you head south. Some guidelines for the convoy. Make sure all your signs and flags are securely attached. Make sure nothing is obscuring the view of the driver. No signage in the front windshield. Make sure you have clear view. Make sure the driver is not on the phone. Hands-free or passengers running the phone. Make sure. So law enforcement has a presence. They are checking us out, making sure we're safe. So those are some of the things you want to do. Be considerate of other traffic. Stay in the right-hand lane. You follow each other, but allow other traffic to weave in and out because some people will need to get past you. So be very considerate of other traffic. One of our road captains is none other than Ron Clark. Let's give Ron Clark a hand. He's right here. He'll be the first one out today, and this is his truck right here with the 4 Alberta flags. So he'll be the first one out. Another one of our captains is James. James, sorry, give me a wave. Where'd you go? Oh, okay, what are you driving, man?
Big truck back there.
Big truck at the back. So James is there. He's another road captain helping to guide you. Now, the end point has changed. We are no longer headed to a casino at the end. We are headed to Nisku at the end, and you're going to want to know exactly where that is, Nisku in Montana. The specifics are posted on that trailer there. The 3 posters on the right side of the trailer are the 3 you want to look at. There is a Zello channel for communication. The QR code link to that Zello channel is there. So then that way we have good communication during the convoy. So the convoy is going to head out in about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. That gives you a bit of time now to gas up, grab a snack, grab a drink, use the bathroom, head out, have a great day, have a safe day, everyone. My name is Benita Peterson with allfiredupforfreedom.com and Alberta Conservative Association. Pleased to be one of the helpers today. You guys all have a great day. Have fun.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The convoy is pulling out. We are at Atchison. We had such a great rally. Chris Scott as a guest presenter, some other terrific presenters. I hope you get to watch the live. And so now it's time for the convoy to pull out. And so we're going to have Ron Clark in the lead here, but this fella jumped the gun because he has an important message. Oh, looks like they're good to go. Okay, let's get in there. Okay, there we go. Convoy. Yeah, hey. Lots of friendly, wonderful people. That person might be with us, I'm not sure. And Alberta flags on this one, right on. And, oh, look at that, there we go. We wanted Ron in the lead, but it's okay. He's still in the first few vehicles, so this is awesome. He's got his crew with him. And more here. So 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. I think we're at 8 vehicles. Here's 9. That's Wade Collins. Beautiful Alberta flags. Awesome trailer promoting AlbertaProsperityProject.com. Some Canada flags. That one said no farmers, no food. And this one reads, I am Albertan. This one's got an APP flag and an Alberta flag. That might be a supporter, not sure. This one, Hawk, probably a supporter. No flag, but participating. This one's got Canada flags. That's okay. Oh, this one actually has some American stuff on there. Okay. So this one might be a participant. Yep, no flags, but it is a participant. Oh, there's an aggressive sign. Call the CFIA. Oh, look at that. Yes, and there is Tammy with her trailer. She brought a bunch of supplies and the generator and all sorts of stuff, made things happen for us. Beautiful flags. My speaker was on the back there. Farmers Not Pharma is what it said on her trailer. Okay, and yeah, lots of supporters here. Some not supporters. There's just regular traffic here too. So this one has a sticker. It reads Alberta Sovereignty Now. I like that. Promoting the Alberta Sovereignty Now website. That one says no farmers, no food, and stop the CFIA. This one says time for change. This one's got a Canada flag. This is part of a Canada event. There's another supporter. Okay. Oh, this one's sending a message with the Canada flag upside down. So, and that one I suspect isn't with us. I think he's here for another purpose. So, this one reads Faith Over Fear, Stop the CFIA. Lots of decals on that one. Okay, another supporter. No flags, no signs, but participating in the event. So this is great. Yeah, lots of great supporters. Not all our supporters put out signs and stuff. This one here, I love the Alberta flags, and I love. That's awesome. Love your flags. Okay, good. Very, very good. This is good. I think the white one's a supporter too, and this one I think has a flag on top, but they might need. You might want to check your roof. Check your load. Check your load. Check your load. Yeah, that one has a sign. I think it says no CFIA. These may or may not be supporters when they're not marked or they don't honk. This one's got Canada flags. Oh, there's Rose. We the Fringe, it says on there. Alberta flag, Canada flag upside down, honking in support. This one's got Alberta flags. Oh, this is great. Oh, I've seen that car before. That's awesome. This one says Alberta Republic. Oh, wow, look at that big truck. I love it. I love that. I love that. Look at that. We got a big truck in here. Some more cars. Not everybody's honking, so they might not be supporters. I lost count, by the way. I don't know. Was that 30? I lost count. This one reads no farmers, no food, so they're a supporter today. Thanks, Gary. This one reads, no farmers, no food. Wake up, Canada. Stop government overreach. Good message. This one was honking, another supporter. Here's another one. CFIA are serial killers. Oh. So that one has a sign. I can't read it. This one says, for the love of Alberta, AlbertaProsperityProject.com. Another supporter of the event. Oh, this one. I know his vehicle used to read Mandate Freedom. Now it reads United We Stand. So there's a wave. Yeah, more friendly people, more friendly people. So lots of supporters here as part of this event. Like, just wow. Faith, farmers, freedom. I love. Oh, it's got a hockey stick. I love it when it's a hockey stick. That's awesome. So this one's interesting. It's got the American flag. I wonder what their stand is. They want us to be more like Americans, maybe? We're done. Alberta first. Alberta first. Yes. And this one, hockey sticks again. Beautiful blue truck. Blue's my favorite. Okay. And this one says, let's get her back. Okay. Rigged election. And then I couldn't read the yellow part. So, and here we go. Alberta, Canada flag. Stamp out the CFIA, RCMP, CFIA. Oh, is that an ostrich? The ostrich is the co-pilot. I love that. Okay. And here we got Canada flags upside down. People are very upset with Canada. The message is clear. People are upset. So some of these may be supporters, some might not be supporters. We still got more coming. Oh my goodness. I lost count, you guys. Have any of you been counting? Are any of you counting? Because I lost count. Like, are we at 30, 40, 50? I don't know. I lost count. I was trying to count at the beginning. But yeah, so that one honked friendly, yielding for the big truck. By the way, the place we're at is Atchison Husky Esso. So if you ever want to come patronize this place, they've been really good to us. We've come and had events here for different causes in the past. And so I encourage you to come here and spend your money. Buy some gas, buy some food, buy some snacks, drinks, whatever you like, and you know, patronize this Atchison Esso Husky. It's got Esso on one side and Husky on the other, so that's why I call it Atchison Esso Husky, because it's got Husky on the car wash, Esso on the gas station. There's another one. This one's got a lot of signage on it. I wish I had time to read it all. The CFIA tortured. Oh, okay. Well, still good message. Yeah, friendly ways. Okay. So off they go. Yeah, quite a few cars. I didn't know what to expect today. I didn't know if we'd get 20 cars, 30 cars, 50 cars. We might have 100 here. Like, this is really, really super. This one says, "Unite against tyranny." Ooh, upside down Canadian flag. It sends a message. Fellow here hauling an interesting load. Might not be a supporter. He might be here for a different purpose. Usually if they wave or they honk, they're with us, but they might be here for other reasons. And this one says, "Government overreach, call the CFIA." Some aggressive signage there, and sometimes aggressive messages are necessary. That one says, "Canadians fighting for our," I missed the last part, "farmers." I think the last part was farmers. Here's another good one. Oh, I know those guys. Okay, awesome. Oh, it was good. I didn't see them at the rally, but I guess they were there. This is so good. So more supporters, they're waving friendly. Okay, super. We get that toot honk. That one's got a dog. Okay, good sign there. Oh, they just showed the sign to me as they're pulling out. Yeah, super. Yeah, not everybody did signage, but that's okay. They're still here to support the event, and I suspect they're going to participate in the convoy and go to the meeting place afterwards, which is in Nisku. So that's really nice. And look at this, we got a motorbike. Oh, that just made my day. Alberta sovereignty now. I think that might have been Ken. Beautiful Alberta flag. Oh, I love it. Love the Alberta flag in the wind. And this one's got three flags. One's Alberta. I'm unclear on what the other ones are. So Canada flag, flying the Canada flag in support Canadian farmers. Yeah, just super. Okay, yeah, awesome. That's so good. Wow, when they're waving and smiling, I think they're with us. So we've got more vehicles than what's decorated. Like, our vehicles are more. Don't put your head in the sand. Silence is now. Or I missed part of it. So, yeah. Don't know if these are all with us. Oh, thumbs up. Okay, that's a good sign. Oh, look at this flag. Ooh, that's the prettiest one. Look how deep blue that is. I want one like that. That is the gorgeous flag. Okay, awesome. Some other folks. Oh, that was too loud. Oh my goodness. Oh, I guess we should have talked more about honks. Or not. Honk or not to honk. This craziness. No farms, no food is what it reads on the back end. Very, very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Pull the CFIA. It was one of the messages there. This one says, "Support farms, not the corporation. Buy local, no to clones." Oh, shame on you, CFIA and RCMP. Failed by CFIA and RCMP. Okay. And yeah, more people waving friendly, going on the convoy. Good. Oh, this one has Alberta flags. I like your flags. Love. Okay. Good. Very, very good. Shame on CFIA, RCMP, and the government. Yeah, people are very upset. Very upset. This one is good. Stop the CFIA and Canadians stand up. I like that. I like that. Very, very good. Very good. So super, super event. yeah, great success today. I didn't know what to expect for a turnout, but we had an excellent turnout. Lots of signage on this one. During time of universal deceit, telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act. Oh, look at the flags on this one. I like that. Okay. Go back, party, go back to the WEF. Leave us alone. World Economic Forum. Beautiful big flag up there. I like it when they're up high. Okay, hope that works out. Good, good. Lots of people still. We still have more supporters coming. I lost count of these vehicles. Are you guys counting? We gotta count. Like, are we at 60 now, or what the heck? Oh my, that was aggressive. Okay, so this one says, save our farming. Save our farming. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, and an Alberta flag on the back. Awesome. More friendly ways. More friendly ways. Some people wave, some people don't. That's okay. And then this one's got a Canada flag. Yeah, yeah, that is so good. I've got a vehicle here, so that guy might want to go straight through. I think we better stop. Oh, he wants us to keep going? No, I want to let the big truck through. Just wait. Yeah. I want to let the big trucks through. Just wait. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like keeping the big trucks waiting. They burn a lot of diesel in their cars. Okay. Great. Okay. All right. No farmers, no food, no future. Okay, and this one reads, make Canada great again. Vote out every Liberal. Oh, dramatic. Make Canada great again. Vote out every Liberal. On this vehicle here, it says wake up. So yeah, we did break up our little convoy there, but hopefully they'll catch up to them. It just felt necessary. I didn't want to keep those big trucks waiting, so I broke up the convoy. So hopefully they can catch up. It's a right-hand turn and then another right-hand turn. So, hey. So, if you turn right, it goes faster. Go right. Good, and the vehicles are still coming. This one's got a gorgeous Alberta flag. Yeah. Good. More Alberta flags. A double. Wow. Oh my. This person is opposed to big government. Okay. I think another supporter there, waving friendly. Okay. Alberta flag on the back end of this one, sending a message. Super. Okay. And these may or may not be supporters. I'm not sure. So pretty good stuff. Yeah, so I'm so glad you guys are tuning in right now. I'm Benita Peterson, a supporter of this event here at Atchison and west of Edmonton. Oh, you got to see this truck. Oh my goodness. Oh, how do I fix it? Ah, I missed the truck. Oh. It's like the best truck. How do I get him? My phone went funny. I don't know what to do. Okay, we missed the best truck. We just missed James' truck. I gotta flip this around. Okay, so you can catch it. Okay, so James' truck. I'm so sorry, James. I missed the truck, the best truck of them all, the last truck. There, you can see it in the distance.
Oh, sorry. It's not COVID, I swear. Just allergic to political bullshit. Drink Revy. It's Tyrannida. Let's get it. Tolerance, censorship, controlling our speech. Make a dime on the dollar that you make the elite. Will you bend to the pressure that the tyrants place upon? In this game called life, I'm here for the rap renaissance. I'm bringing back a message, I'm bringing back the truth. I'm working like a madman trying to educate the youth. Show them the broken system overflooded with flaws, including government overreach on our medical laws. Have another lockdown, cancel everything this year. You tore my family right apart with your propaganda fear. Avoid the unvaxxed, contagious, dangerous. No, we're not, the news lies if your story's tampered with. Some a little, some a lot, but one thing is for certain. The media has been bought, whispers behind the curtains. Want the truth? Listen close, we're not a minority. And meeting with our truckers should be your top priority. See, you're our public servant. We are not your slaves. You work for us, not us for you. Don't tell me to behave. I'm a man, you're a lad, and we are not the same. I'm sick and tired of the lies and political COVID games. Smarter than I look, so don't think I'll be took. I'm dropping off these lyrics to leave the world shook. You're a dictator, I'm vax discriminator. Two-faced white and black patriot hater. Sit down, shut up, now inject yourself please. Listen to your government and get on your knees. Do as we say, it's for the greater good. I'd honestly feel safer after midnight in the hood than I am to take your shot. Will I do it? I think not. If you think that I will, Justin, you're smoking too much pot. Push it all you want, force it down our throats. I'll keep it real and help reveal that COVID is a hoax. On a brighter note, Trudeau, I'd like to say thank you. You legalized Mary Jane, inspired my breakthrough. To trust myself and invest, take up action on the rest. I don't care if you like it, I just need this off my chest. If you feel me and you want more, follow me for updates about what's in store. Like, share, and comment. Rick Revy needs to grow before I can reveal the plans they work toward. This needs to be stated, you've been manipulated, bullied, coerced, and media stimulated. Trained to think white males are a bunch of racists when reality is what we are is called patriots. To our maple leaf, and you better believe Rick Revy's using this as his mental release. All I need's my dab pen and a starter cap. Results bound to beat any mumble rap.